Why do 90% of top developers swear by this roadmap? Stick around to find out. Hey there, aspiring developers. If you're dreaming of building eye-catching websites and interactive web apps, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll break down everything you need to know to become a front-end pro in 2025. First up, we'll start with the basics: HTML5 and CSS3. These are your bread and butter for creating the structure and style of your web pages. Then we'll dive into JavaScript fundamentals. Learn how to bring your sites to life with dynamic content and cool effects. Next, we'll explore DOM manipulation. Think of it as your magic wand for transforming web pages on the fly. But wait, there's more. We'll jump into modern front-end frameworks like React.js, master components, props, state, hooks, and routing to create real-world scalable projects. Whether you're just starting out or leveling up your skills, this roadmap has got you covered. Ready to code your future? Let's get started.
So here we go. This is the concept that we are going to learn. First one is the basics of CSS3. Then we have the ways to apply CSS, how we can apply CSS to our HTML5, HTML index.html page. Then we have the CSS selectors, box model, colors, units and typography, positioning and layout, responsive design, and advanced features. What are the advanced features that we have in the CSS? So CSS is nothing but it is used to style and layout HTML elements. So as I told you, HTML is a skeleton, right? So what is CSS? CSS is the flesh, the color, the body that we have, right? So the eyes color or the skin tone, that is done by the CSS. So it gives a very good look to a human being. You can't expect a human being when you're seeing him through a skeleton, right? You expect him to have some face, some movement on his face, like his eyes, the way he smile or anything. So that is done by using the CSS, right? It is used to style and lay out the HTML5 elements. So what is selector? Selector is nothing but targets the HTML element. So P is nothing but the paragraph element. So what does the selector do? How you will add that color to that particular paragraph is that we have to mention P, and you can add the inside the brackets, inside the flower parentheses that we have, flower brackets we have, you can mention the color, or you can mention the background color that you want to change for the paragraph element. You want to add the font size, you can mention here. This is done. This is nothing but selector. How you select a particular HTML element. Then we have the property. So property is nothing but the style you want to change. Here I want to change the color of the paragraph tag, right? So this color is nothing but the property. Then we have the value. So what is that value? The setting for a property. So property is what we want to change the color of the paragraph element. And what is the value that we are adding here? The value is red. Red is the value. So this red color we want to add it to the paragraph element, which is the value to the property, and property is added to the selector. You can see how they are interlinked. Then we have the declaration block. A group of property value pairs are nothing but the declaration block. You can see color red, font size 2 pixels. So this is the declaration block. You can see this is the basic syntax. Then we can apply different ways to apply CSS. How we can apply CSS to our HTML page in different ways. First one is the inline CSS. So what is this inline CSS? CSS inside an HTML tag is nothing but inline CSS. So P is the paragraph tag, right? So for the paragraph tag, I am directly applying the style here. So I am adding style equal to, and I am changing color equal to red. This is nothing but the inline style that we add directly to any particular HTML element that we want to add. Then we have internal CSS. Internal CSS is nothing but we're gonna use the style tag within HTML. We will add this style tag inside our head section in the HTML. Then in that style tag we will add the colors by taking a selector. Like here I'm using the P tag, paragraph tag, I'm adding the color equal to red. So this is done. This is nothing but the internal CSS. We are adding the style tag in our head section, and we are applying the style to it, to the particular element of the HTML element. That is nothing but the internal CSS. Then we have the external CSS. When you create a separate .css file, I'll link that file to the HTML file. How do you link it? Using the link tag, and you'll add relation. Here we have the style sheet. Then we have the hreferen, which is style.css. So .css file is nothing but the CSS main file. So every main CSS file should have .css as an extension. So, and you, by using this link tag, we will add the CSS file to our HTML page. That is nothing but the external CSS. These are the three ways that you can add the CSS to the HTML. One is inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Then we can go to the CSS3 selectors. So what are these selectors? First, we have the universal selector. So what is universal selector? It targets all elements. When you want to apply some changes to all the elements that are present in the website, then you will use universal selector. Here the universal selector is nothing but asterisk. By mentioning the asterisk and mentioning the data inside the flower brackets, whatever the style that you want to add, that will be applied to all the elements that are present in the HTML5 tags, okay, to the entire page. Then we have element selector. Specific HTML tags will be selected. That is nothing but the element selector. Here you can see we are selecting h1, which is the heading 1 tag, and for that we are changing the font size equal to 2 pixel. Then we have class selector, elements with specific class. For every paragraph element or for every HTML element, we can add class attribute to it. Class, or you can also add ID to it. Class or ID is nothing but a name that we provide to particular HTML tags, which will be used to apply the CSS. So here the class selector, what will do is that whatever the class value that we have given to the HTML element will be called, you can see, by using the dot method. So for calling any class, we use dot, then we write the class name. Here I am using btn. Btn is nothing but the button. For the button tag, I have added the class equal to btn. So I am calling the class selector here by using dot btn, and I am adding the color equal to red. So whatever the element that has the btn as a class, then the color red will be applied to it. This is nothing but elements with specific class, which is the class selector. And similar way, we have the ID selector, elements with specific ID. And for the ID selector, we use hash. For the class selector, we use dot, and for the ID selector, we use hash. The same code. Then we can go to the group selector. When you want to select more than one elements, like multiple elements together, then use the group selector. Here, this is the syntax h1 comma p. I want to select both h1 heading 1 element as well as paragraph element. For both of them, I want to change the color equal to red. So this is the font. This is the tag. This is how we write the code. Then we have pseudo classes. Pseudo classes is nothing but element in a specific state, like hover effect. So whenever you hover onto any button, it will glow, or in any website, if you have seen, hover effect is nothing but whenever you hover onto any element, the color may change, the background may change. Mostly it is used for the buttons and for the anchor elements of the keywords and the links that we have. We use this hover effect. And so what is this? Nothing but these are the pseudo classes. So we want to add to the button that a hover effect, but whenever we hover onto the button, we want the color to change to red. That is, the button color will change to red. Then we have pseudo elements, part of an element. So we want to change only small part of element, small data that you want to add. Then the before or after effect is nothing but the pseudo elements. Here you can see the p tag has the pseudo element of after. For that, content is nothing but the slice that we have added here. These are all the CSS selectors: universal selector, asterisk, element selector, specific HTML tag, class selector or ID selector is the name that we can give, class name or ID name that we give to any specific HTML element, and we can call them to our to apply the CSS styles. For the class element we use dot format, and for the ID elements we use the hash format. Then we have the group selector for the multiple elements that you want to add the same format. Then we have pseudo classes, that is the hover effect, and in pseudo elements, that is nothing but the after and before effect. Then we can go to the box model. Box model is one of the most important thing in the CSS3, and one of the most important thing that you need to learn. Box model is nothing but every element is a box made of content, padding, border and margin. So these four elements what makes the box model. Here you can see that content is nothing but the information that we write, right? Like my name is Ajay, my name is Abhi, or my name is Raju. So this is the content that I have written. And for that it has padding. What is padding? Padding is space inside the element. So you can consider here, you can see the box model, the information that I have written here, right? Box model is the heading that we have. So for this box model, it is inside a box that is not visible to a human eye, but this box model has padding. Padding is nothing but space inside the element. So that whenever you add the padding, the size of the words will reduce and it will increase the inside width. Then we have the border. Border is nothing but the line surrounding the padding. So whatever the extremmost value is there, like you can see for this is the extremmost one, this is nothing but the border of the box model element. Then we have the margin, space outside the element. So whatever the space is outside the box, right? This white space that we have, this is nothing but the margin of that particular element. So these four values, that is the content, padding, border, and margin, will specify the box model. That is nothing but every element is a box. In that metal is consisted of what? It consists of content, padding, border, and margin. And this is how the syntax is added. Padding 10 pixel, border 2 pixel solid red, margin 20 pixel. Then we can go to the next one. That is colors, units, and typography. So colors, what are colors? Colors are nothing but the colors that you add to your any section or any section of data or any element that you want to add. There are mainly three ways that you can add color. One is hexacode. You can use hash FFF means white color. If you represent a white color, you can go to Google. You can find the hexacode for color elements, or you can directly mention the color. Like here I mentioned red, RED red, or you can also use RGB colors, which is nothing but red, green, blue colors. Here is the most olden time that we use, but recently we are mostly using hash codes, or we directly mention the name of the particular code. RGB is also used, which is 25500, which mentions the white color, and you can by changing the values here like 255, then we have 200, then we have 150 to create one color. So that is how you can use the colors. Three ways that you can add colors, that is by using the hexacode, or by directly mentioning the name of the color, or by using RGB, red, green, blue color. Then we have the units. Units is nothing but it will define the sizes. So font sizes can be in the format of pixel, it can be in the format of percentage, it can be in the format of EM or REM, or vertical width or vertical height. These are all the ways that you can mention the sizes of the elements, can give to the HTML elements. So by adding these elements, you can mention like you want to increase the size of the particular HTML file element, right? Then you can mention like 20 pixel, or no, I want to increase the size by 10 percentage. I want to add one EM or one rem or one vertical width or one vertical height that I want to add to the particular element. Then you can use this value. These are nothing but the units. Then we have the font and typography, which is nothing but control text style. You can see here fonts and typography is nothing but the font style that you want to add. Here I am adding font family equal to Arial. Arial is one of the font families, most widely used font family. And font size is nothing but I want to change the size of the particular element, then I can use the font size. Then line height is the gap between each and every section. You can see here color, units, and fonts and typography has a line height, which is the reason that you are getting space between each and every section. This is nothing but the line height, which is 1.5 here that I have taken. So these are the main things, that is colors, units, and typography. The colors can be added in three ways. One is using the hexacode, or by adding the name directly of the color, or by using RGB. And for the units which define the sizes of the elements, we have pixel, percentage, EM, REM, vertical width or vertical height. Then we have font and typography, which is nothing but the font family, font size, and line height, which will specify the text style that we want to add. Then we can go to next one, that is positioning and layout. So this position is nothing but how you want to position your elements, like you want to position the image that you have added to your website, or you want to position the any box that you have created, any blog post that you have created that you want to position, then you can use the static, relative, absolute, fixed, or sticky. These are the position elements that you have here. Static means it will be fixed at the top. Okay, it will not move, it will be fixed at a particular position. Relative means that it will take the parent element, based on that it will place near it, which is nothing but the relative. Absolute means that so it will move upon to the parent element. It will be act as a child element and it will move upon to the parent element, and it is used to align. You can see here I have a rectangular bar here, which is added by using the absolute method. Okay, you can understand it, right? Because I am hovering over onto the parent element. You can see this is the blue purple one. I am hovering onto it and I am placing this rectangular tag, right? So this is nothing but by using the absolute. Absolute is nothing but you can hover onto the parent element and you can place it at any position that you want. Fixed means it will stick to a particular position. Sticky means it will be placed on the top, but if we move to one section, another section, the navbar will be visible to you. That is nothing but a sticky, then which controls how elements are placed on the page. Okay, next we have the display, how element behaves in layout. Display is nothing but, so display flex. Okay, flex means what means that if you have like 6 elements are there, okay, 6 cards that you created, and they are going outside of the web page because they are occupying more space, and only 3 cards are available. 3 cards are only visible and the remaining 3 are not visible, they are moving outside, which is not visible to us. Then we can add the display method, so it will create a layout. If you use display flex, then 3 items will come up, and below 3 items will the remaining 3 items will be displayed. So every item will be displayed in the website. Okay, then we have the flex box. Flexbox is another powerful layout system to align items easily. So for the display method, we have flexbox as well as grid. These two are the display methods, one of the most important, most powerful display methods that we have here, layout systems that we have, which is flexbox as well as grid. Grid is nothing but the 2D layout system with rows and columns. So it will create a rows as well as columns, and based on that format of we will create a grid. So this grid is used for display function. Okay, so these two are very important, flexbox and grid. And position is also very important whenever you want to hover on elements. You can see here how neatly the rectangle tag is added to the position and layout tag. Here you can see it very perfectly aligned. So this is how this is done by using the position element, right? So position is very important. Is one of the most important topics in the CSS, which is position, display function, and flexbox as well as grid. Okay. Next, you can go to the responsive design. So what is responsive design? Responsive design is nothing but whenever you want to make your website available in more than one device or more than one type of device. Like you can say I have a laptop and I have created a website which is only available, it can be only be viewed in the laptop. Okay, I want to make it available in the mobile version also. I want to change the uh, values of the website so that it will be visible in the mobile very neatly, so that all the items can be viewed in the mobile also. But laptop is very high screen size, right? Right, laptop is bigger than the mobile phone. Oh, 4 mobile phones combined, it will then only it will become one laptop. That I'm telling about the screen, right? So if so, the screen size is very different with the laptop. So we have to add some changes, like we have to change display changes. We have to change the values like display, or we can change the font size values. We can change the size of the images that we have added. So that is done by using this media queries that we have. Apply styles based on screen size. Okay, that is nothing but the media queries. This is the one which we use for responsive web design. Okay, here this is the syntax at the date media, and we have to mention what is this maximum width. So maximum width 768 pixel means that, so this is the screen size that you are mentioning. Okay, this is the maximum width. So whatever the device which is maximum width is 768 pixel, below devices only this body font size equal to 10 pixel will be applied. Above devices it will not be applied. Okay, this is how you can mention maximum width, or you can also mention minimum width. So mentioning the screen size, we will add the particular changes that we want to add to our website so that it can be visible in the mobile or the laptop device based on our requirement. Okay, that is nothing but the meta queries, which is used for responsive design. Then we have viewpoint meta tag, which is also used. As I told you in the meta tags, viewpoint is also used. That is content. You can mention the width equal to device width, initial scale equal to 1%. It is nothing but by mentioning the device width, that is, it will take the width of entire width of the particular device that we are using. Like we are using the mobile, then it will take the mobile screen size, and if you are using the laptop, it will take the laptop screen size. Then we have flexible units like using the percentage, vertical height, vertical width, rem instead of pixel. Pixel is nothing but a fixed value. Pixel is the fixed value, but if you use percentage, you can mention 80%. What is 80%? The entire screen size will be considered as 100%, and we want the any item that we have added, like you can consider a card that I've created, okay, and I want that card to take a space of 80% of the entire width. Then I can add width equal to 80%. So the entire screen width will become 100%, and I only want to take 80%. This is nothing but a flexible unit. So it will help because when you change it to the mobile screen, then you don't have to change any values, right? We are just telling we want to use the 80% of the screen size that is available. So we will take the mobile screen size, and in that 80% will be provided to that particular unit. This is nothing but the flexible unit. So most of the time, definitely try to use percentage, vertical height, or rem values. Rem values are mostly used. So it will give a very responsive, flexible units, which will be helpful for you in the creation of a responsive website design. Okay. Next. You can go to the advanced features of CSS3. We have transitions, smooth animations between two states. We can add. This is all 0.3 is nothing but all is nothing but the entire card that we have created. For that, we want to add transition. 0.3 seconds is the time that you want to add the transition effect to it. Ease is nothing but how you want to add, like ease in, out. These are the transition values that we can add. How smoothly the transition should take place. Okay, that is done by using ease in and out. So there are three ways. Okay, then we have transformations. Like what is transformation? Like we want to rotate, we want to scale the image. That means you want to enlarge the image when you hover onto it, or you want to degrade the image, or you want to move the elements towards right side, left side, you want to move towards up and below. Then we use the transformations. For that, we have the code equal to transform rotate 45 degrees. So this will only apply whenever you hover onto that particular element. Okay, so whenever you hover onto any element, for that the transform rotate equal to 45 degrees is mentioned. Then automatically whenever you hover onto the element will rotate 45 degrees. Okay, next we have keyframes. Keyframes are nothing but to create custom animation. Okay, to create any custom animation we use keyframes. You can see I am creating a keyframe that is to slide. Okay, I want to slide my any card that I want to slide from left side. Okay, first I am giving from, in the from I am giving left equal to 0. So my image will be outside of the device. Okay, outside of the device screen, because I have mentioned left equal to 0. So it will move outside of my home screen device. Okay, then I am in the to method I am using left equal to 100 pixel. Okay, that means I want to have a sliding effect which will be created. First look at is 0% and you go to 100 pixel in just seconds of time, right? So to create a sliding effect of information that you added to this keyframe, okay, you just have to mention keyframe in the transform or transition. You can add the slide, okay, the slide tag which will be added here. This is the name of the keyframe which will be added in the transition. Then it will add this from and to this custom animation will be applied to it. Then we have flexbox and grid, which will add complex layouts. This is the very important topic in the CSS3. Flexbox and grid, one of the most important topics, because it will be also helpful in responsive web design. Okay, it will, you don't have to again write again and again. You just have to mention small changes to improve your give a very professional look to your website. Then we have custom properties. Here custom properties are nothing but reusable variables. Okay, by using the root element, we can mention the colors or the font sizes that we want to use in the website, that you want to repeat again and again, but you don't want to write them again and again. You have to write, okay, color, blue color. Okay, next I have to write hash f for the main color. So I don't have to write all of them. I can simply create a root element. Inside that root, I will create a name. Here you can see I created main color, and I'm giving that main color the value. That is nothing but blue. You can give a hexacode value. You can give an RGB value here also. And how do you call this value into any element that you have? You just have to, for that particular element, if you want to change the color, you can add by using the var, and you can just give the name that you are given to that main property. Here it is main color. So the blue color will be directly added to that particular element, and you don't have to write again and again and again for each and every element. It will be very useful because if you want to change the color, you don't like the color of the format. You don't have to go through each and every section. Okay, where I've written all this color, blue color, I have to change them all to another color. You don't have to do it. You just have to change the main color in the root element from blue to orange, and automatically all these values will be changed. That is the major reason it is considered as advanced feature in CSS3, which is custom properties, reusable variables. Okay. Then we have pseudo classes, styling based on input status. Pseudo classes are nothing but if you have like checked, or you can see input. Okay. So whenever you, this input is nothing but in the form elements, we have the input tags, right? So whatever the form element, if you think that there is a checking value is there, okay, this check is the status of that particular input tag we have. So you have to click a button, it will activate a tick mark on it. So whenever you get a tick mark, okay, then tick mark means that you have clicked on that particular button. Okay, then we will check for that checked button. What we have the background equal to green. Okay, I have clicked that button, so automatically the background will change into green color. This is nothing but the pseudo classes. Okay, styling based on input status, whether it is checked or not checked, whether it is yes or no. Based on that, we can change the colors also. That is nothing but the pseudo classes. Then we have shadow effect. Creates, so it will create a very professional look to a website. So shadow effects are very important. You can create soft shadow effects by using box shadow, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 10 pixel, and gray. You can also mention the colors. What you want to add the shadow effect, you can add any colors that you want to add. Then we have border radius. Create rounded corners. Okay, this is one of the most important topics. Also, you can say you create a rounded border. You can also create an exact circuit. Okay, you can create one rectangular box. You can just have to mention border radius equal to 50%. It will create an exact circle. Okay, it is also one of the advanced features that are available in the CSS. So this is all about the HTML, CSS. Okay, so the next part will be on JavaScript, and stay tuned to the channel. If you like the content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And we'll also come up with a live where I will be showing you each and every tag. I am going to explain you in the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So definitely subscribe to my channel, and if you like the content, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to create this responsive portfolio website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. The source code is available in the description, and if you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. Definitely try to visit the channel. There are more awesome websites built using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, React.js as well. And we have added so many animation. We have used a lot of JavaScript libraries like AOS, animation and typing JavaScript. So definitely try to visit the channel. And now let's go through the website. You can see the hover effect on the navbar, the color change effect, and you can see the hover effect on the social media icons, and you can see the box shadow effect around the navbar, and you can see the hover effect, as well as you can see the color change, background color change and hover effect on the button. Then you can see the bar design using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, so that we can be able to mention the proficiency at that particular work. You can see here. Then we have added some icons to represent the things that we do, that is web developer, mobile developer, networking and debugging. And you can see the projects here. You can see the hover effect on the button. Then you can see the projects. You can see the whole effect on the demo button. You can see how neatly we have given the background color to the entire project work. Then you can see here 2 more projects, demo buttons. Then we have the contact me form, name, email, and message. And you can see the whole effect on the button and the footer with social media icons. This entire website is also available in mobile and tab version. That is, it is entirely responsive website. Let me show you that. This is the desktop view of the website as you've seen before. Now let's try to go to see the tab version and mobile version of the website. You can see this is the mobile version of the website. How neatly they are aligned. The projects as well as the contact me form. You can see how neatly they have all been aligned. You can see this is the navigational bar, and you can see below support the date, email, our contact details, and the social media icons. And you can see the responsiveness of this website, that is movement from one page to the another by clicking on the particular navbar. You can see the project. So this website is entirely responsive, and this entire website is made using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And the source code is available in the description. If you like the content, please do like, share, and subscribe. Definitely try to visit the channel for more amazing front-end works using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, as well as React.js. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the description. Please let me know in the comment section, and the source code is available in the description. And definitely try to build this project. Thank you. Hello everyone. Now let's go through the line by line code for this professional portfolio website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So now let's go to index.html file. In the index.html file, you can see in the head tag we have the meta elements for SEO purposes. Then we have the title tag for providing the title of the website, that is responsive portfolio. Then we have links to connect the font families and Google API with our index.html. We have used the link tag and we have referred them through an external link. Then we have another link tag to link our style.css file. You can see this is our style.css file. Then we have linked two images. One is the PNG and one is the SVG file that we want to load before the website. That is the reason we have mentioned relevance is payload. Those two elements are added by using the link tag in the head section. So those will be reloaded first. Then let's go to the body section. In the body section, right now we are in the header section, and in the header section you can see that we have a div as container, and in the div we have an anchor tag to referring to our image, that is a portfolio image. Then we have our nav element, navbar tag for having the nav elements, that is one. We have another div where nav top, that is portfolio image, as well as we have this nav close button which is for the uh, mobile view. Whenever the screen size is small, we will not be able to display the entire website, right? So we will not be able to display this entire nav bar. So we because the size of this screen is very small for the mobile, so we will hide this website using the before and after function in the CSS file, and using an aside function. By clicking on that button, we will be able to recall that navbar into our website. So for that, we are adding that nav button here, which is for the mobile. Then we have this portfolio image is for, you can see here, the portfolio image is here. Then we have uh, the another list for, then we have list item, and by using the anchor element we are writing the navbar elements, that is home, about, projects, contact. and by adding the h reference we are moving to that particular section. So whenever you click on this particular button, that is when you click on the home button, you will be moved to the home section. You can see here the home section we have id as home. So for the particular id, whatever id we mention here in the h reference of that particular anchor tag, that for that section we will be moved. So here I am mentioning hashtag home and hashtag about, hashtag project, hashtag contact. Then we have another div that is to mention the uh, Gmail, email address as well as mobile number. This will also visible in the mobile view. And we have next we have is the social links, that is our Twitter. By using the unordered list, we are having the list elements, that is list elements. Then we have anchor element, and we have used the ion icons for this. Here I am linking Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Then we come to the end of the navbar. Then we have another button function to open the nav menu button. That is in the mobile version we won't be able to have the entire navbar, so we'll be adding a menu button. So whenever you click on that menu button, then it will open the menu bar, that is our navbar. And whenever you click on the cross button, that is mentioned here, you can see this is the close button. So whenever you click on this close button, automatically the menu will close. So next we have an overlay. Then we have header section completes here. So now let's go to the css file along with our html, so that you can be able to understand each and every section perfectly. Let me show you the image also. So first we will go to the root element. So root is nothing but whenever you want to reuse the values again and again in your website, you don't have to write them every time. You don't have to mention like this HSLA 0%, 100%. It will take a lot of time. So you will mention all those values by giving them particular names, like I mentioned here, that dash dash white. So such values you can mention here, and by using the var element, you can let me show you the var element. Here you can see HTML font family var. Then I'm mentioning the name that I've given, that is ff manrope. So here you can see here ff manrope is the font family that we are using, that is manrope font family. So it will be directly use it at that particular point without having to write this entire value. So such elements are represented in the root element. You can see all the colors I have mentioned here. Then font family, then font sizes I have mentioned. Then I have font weight, that is 700. Then section padding and shadow effects. You can see the shadow effect here also. The box shadow effect, that effect values also I have mentioned here. Then I have radius values, then transition values also I have given. Next we can go to the star, that is the basic values, starting values. Margin padding 0, box size is border box. Then we have list element. For any default list value, there will be default css will be applied to those list items. So we are removing those values by using list style equal to none. And for the anchor tag, image tag, span and button, and for the ion icons we using display is equal to block. And for the anchor tag also we have inherited, that is default value. So here we are giving color inherent. Then text declaration is none, is that we will remove the underline. You can see that whenever we are using anchor tag in the website, you can see that it will have an underline and it will be in the blue color. So those values can be removed by using the text decoration is none. Then for the image also we are mentioning the height is auto. And for input and button and text area, for these three form values we are using background equal to none, border equal to none, font is inherent. Inherent means that the default values that is present, those values will be taken. Then input for the text area width equal to 100%. Button, for the button we are adding cursor pointer. You can see whenever I hover onto the index.html file, you can see the pointer. So pointer value, that is nothing but cursor pointer. And for the ion icons we are using pointer event is none. HTML section, for the entire body of the section, and we are using the font family, font size and scroll behavior is smooth. Then we have body element. For that we are adding the background color, and the color to the color is also added to it. Then we have adding font size and line height. line height is nothing but you can see the gap in each and every line is mentioned. Hello, I am Abhiram. Then in the next line we are having some space and we are based in Russia. So that space is nothing but the line height. The gap between each and every line is nothing but line height. Then we have body.nav active overflow equal to hidden. So whenever the nav bar goes out, the elements are more, then it will be hidden. And this WebKit scroll bar is nothing but the scroll element that we have used. Uh, this is the scroll. This is how you implement scroll bar to your personal website. Then you can give the background color to it, and you can mention the hover effect also. So whenever you hover onto that scroll bar, you can see here. This is the scroll bar for the VS Code. You can see that how the background color and the border radius is not given here also. You can see the square box. It is a little bit darker than the scroll bar itself. So those colors you can mention here. And whenever you hover onto it, you can see it glows. So similar way, here also I'm adding scroll bar thumb hover. I want change in color. Just like here, how it changes whenever hover onto it. Next we have the container, that is padding inline is 16 px, then social list displays flex, align items is center, gap is 12 pixels. This social list is nothing but you can see here the social icons. So here we are using displays flex and we are having space of 12 pixel between each and every social media icon. Then we have social link. For that we are using font size is 2rem, transition is where transition 1, as I shown you on the website. Whenever you hover onto them, the social media icon will move towards upside. The transition effect value is given here. Next we can see whenever you hover onto any of the social link, a transition will take place, that it will move towards upside and will change in color to orange color. Then we have a section. For the section we are adding padding block where section padding is added to it. Then width is added to it. Then h1, h2, h3, h4, these are the heading tags, and for those heading tags we are adding the color and we are adding the line height. And for each and every tag we are mentioning the font size values for h1, h2, h3, h4. You can see as the h1 to h6 are the heading values. As you go from h1 to h6, the size of the values, the text will reduce. So here we are giving our own preferential values. Then for the button element, you can see the button element here also. This is the button element. Then for the button element, we are adding color, font size, font weight, border is given 2 pixel solid. Then we are max width is equal to max content. So how much is the content, that much space it can take. So based on the value that you mention here. Then we have padding is given 12 pixel and 28 pixel. You can see 12 pixel is up and down. Then we have 28 pixel left and right. And by using the border radius value, that is border radius, we are having a curved structure to both ends of the button by using the border radius value. Transition, uh, transition is nothing but whenever you hover onto this button, it will move towards upside, and whenever you hover onto this contact me button, it will change the background color and it will move towards upside. So it is also there, that is hover and focus value. You can see that it will move towards upside. And whenever you hover on button secondary, whenever you hover onto it, it will move, it will change its color, that is the background color will change into orange and it will move towards upside. Then next we have section text. For the section text, font size is given, margin block end is given, then grid list is display grid, gap is equal to 30 pixel. Then you can see here the grid list. This is these two elements are in the grid format and we are giving the gap between them is given here, that is 30 pixel. Then we have data reveal. For the data reveal option, we are adding the transition effect, uh, transform translate minus 30 pixel. Then we have 30 pixel bottom. This is for the transition data revealing, that will happen whenever we refresh the website. Then we will get these values uh, changing, that is it will come in an animation format. Towards the top it will move for 30 pixel and bottom value will be from 30 pixel, and left it will come from minus 30 pixel, and x direction it will come from 30 pixel. That means for each and every direction we are moving the elements through a smooth animation. then we will reveal the date. The data reveal will be happen. Then we have the header element. For the header element, we are fixing position is absolute, that is it will be fixed on the top. Top is 0, left is 0, background color is white, width is 100%, padding block is given. Box shadow effect, you can see the box shadow effect around the nav bar, that is entire header section. You can see the box shadow effect, the shadow around the header section, that is done by using box shadow. Then when header is active, position is fixed, animation is slide in, that is 0.5 second is forward. So whenever you move from one section to another section, the nav bar will be fixed at the top, so it will be available in each and every section, that is given here. Then you can see header container, displays flex, the justify content is space between, and align items is center. So here what we are doing, here we have three elements. One is the logo, one is the nav bar, and one is the social icon list in the entire header section. So by using the flex and space between, we are giving equal space between each and every content, and we are aligning them at exactly at the center of this particular header. You can see they are aligned exactly at the center of the header. Then we can go to nav open button. This is for the mobile version. So whenever we are in the mobile version, we'll get this one. The button will be there available in the main header position, and the nav bar will be invisible. So whenever you click on that button, it will be visible. For that, we are adding the font size and color values. Then we have nav bar, that is fixed. Top is 0, left is minus 300 pixel, and background color is given. Background color and color is given to it. Max width, then width is given. Height, padding block, and displays flex direction is column. And then we have gap is 30 pixel, visibility is hidden. So these all values are given for the mobile version. So it will be, you can see here, left minus 300 pixel means, just imagine that this is the website slide. So what I'm doing, I'm giving minus 300%. That means it will move out of the website, because it is negative value, it will go out of the website, and the visibility is hidden. So whenever you click on the nav bar button, that will be visible in the mobile version. Then you can see for the nav bar we are adding an active element. By adding this active element, visibility will be visible, and transfer text is equal to 300 pixel. That is, it will move from minus 300 to 300. That means it is outside of the website. So whenever you click on the nav button, it will move inside of the website, and you can see a small slide effect, and you will be able to see the nav elements, that is home, about, projects, as well as you can see here these values will be revealed. You can see home, about, projects, and contact will be revealed from the left side to right side. That is done here. Then we have nav top, that is displays flex, justify content is space between, align items is center. Next we have nav close button. So whenever you want to close the nav bar, you can have a cross symbol, that is here. By using the ion icon, we are having the close outline. It will be available in the nav bar. So whenever you click on that value, the what will happen is that it will move the back towards the back section, that is it will become minus 300 again. It will nav bar will move out of the section. Then we have nav close button, ion icon. For that we are having the stroke width, which is the width of the icon. And whenever we over onto the nav close button, you can see the background color is changed. Then nav bar list, for that we are adding auto. Then nav bar link, this is for the mobile versions. Then we have the contact link transition. You can see for the contact link, this is the contact me button. So whenever you hover onto this button, the background color will change, and it will move towards upside. That values are mentioned here. Then we have overlay, that's fixed. Top is 0, left is 0, width is 100%, height is 100%, background color is 1, pointer events is none, opacity is 0, transition is where. You can see here this image is actually hovering onto another image, that is nothing but overlay. You can say overlay. And for that overlay, we have this 250 plus projects done. This value is given. So by using this overlay, we are able to fix the position and we are able to arrange the element onto it. That is our portfolio image. Next, we have hero section. Just 1 second. Let me show you the hero section. So here we are in the main section, and in the main section we are in the hero section. In the hero section we have figure, that is the portfolio image, and hero shapes SVG file that we have. Next we have hero content. In the div we have h1 element to represent the I am front-end developer, and paragraph element to mention the small information about the work that I'm doing, and I'm using another div element to have both of my buttons, that is my projects and contact me buttons. This is the hero section, and for that only we have talked about the button system. Now let's talk about the hero. Then we have hero container, displays grid, gap is 50 pixels. So displays grid, so both are having different containers, so they will act they will move each side by having a gap of 50 pixels. Then we have hero banner, position is relative, max width is max content, margin inline is auto. Margin inline is auto. You can see. So 1 second, you can see here this background and this image is actually the banner image for the hero element that is done here. Then we have W100, which is for the blob SVG file that we have used. For that we have given the values. Then we have hero shape. For that, position is absolute, bottom 10%, right is 2%, filter, drop, shadow, effect. Then you can see next. Next we have hero content, text align is center, all the data is aligned exactly at the center. Then we have section text, for that we are giving margin block. Then button wrapper, because we are adding display flex. Flex wrap is wrap, justify content is center, align items is center, and gap is 12 pixel. You can see my projects and contact me button, both are in the button wrapper. They are aligned exactly the center with a gap of 12 pixel. Next we have the about section. So let's go to the about section here in the index.html. So this is the about section. We have container as the main div, then we have wrapper div, and then we have another div for the left, that is for the left data that we have. That is what I do, and by using h2 element. Then we have paragraph tag to mention the values that I'm currently working on. Then we have towards the data release towards the right side. This is for the animation. That is how we are integrating the JavaScript library inside here. So by mentioning right and left, we are giving the animation reveal to it. So that means what I do and this paragraph element I'm working in web development will move from left side to right side. And this progressive list, that is web developer 100%, this mobile developer, and these values will move from right side to the center of the reveal. And you can see here I'm using an unordered list in the right hand side, that is progressive list. And we have list item. In the each list item I'm having two divs. One div is to mention what is the project, that what is the domain, that is web developer, by using the paragraph element. And by having the span element, I'm mentioning the percentage of proficiency with that uh, particular domain that I'm working in. Then I have another div that is for to filling the progress bar. This is exactly how you're gonna fill the progress bar. Let me show you the image. Just 1 second. So you can see the progress bar is filled here, 100%, 90%, 85%, 90%. So this progress bar is done here. You can see I'm having a div named as progress. Then I have another div that is progress fill. So here what I'm doing, I'm giving style equal to 100%. That is, I want to fill the entire progress div with 100%, that so that it will looks like that yes, I have 100% proficiency in this particular domain. So I am filling it with width equal to 100%. Here I am giving the width and I am adding the background color. You can see in the same color we have this value, that is the progress bar, that spreads across the entire progress div, and we are showcasing that it is 100%. So similar way, if we are copying the same element progress item again, here you can see for the mobile developer I only have 90% proficiency. So what I'm doing, I am 80% proficiency, so I am mentioning width is equal to 80%, and you can see I am providing the background color is here. So by providing that, I am telling that in the entire progress div I only have 90% of proficiency, so that this is how you represent it. Then similarly, you can copy again the list progress item two more times for two more elements, that is networking and debugging. And then we have uh, another div element, that is grid list, and this another list element, that is grid list, is actually the same things that we have done above, that is the four things that the person is good at, that is web developer, mobile developer, networking and debugging. We are here using svg files here and mentioning what we do in that particular order. That list is done here by using the unordered list again, and we are calling it, giving it last name as grid list. And here you can see we are using list item. In that list item we have div, main div, that says about card, and we have another div for adding the icon svg, that is image, and we have h3 element for adding the name of the, that is the title, and paragraph element to mention the information about that particular domain. And this same thing is copied again for 4 times, so here you can be able to get for the 4 elements that we have. You can see here we have web developer, mobile developer, networking and debugging. And now let's go to the CSS file. About wrapper displays grid, gap is 50 pixel, margin block and is equal to 70 pixel. You can see by adding the grid element we are aligning both elements in the row format, and we are having a gap of 50 pixel each between each of them. Then we have progress list, and for the progress list we have label wrapper, that is display flex, space between, justify condition space between, align items is center, margin block and is 4 pixel. You can see the progress list is nothing but this is the progress list, right? Web developer, mobile developer, networking and debugging. So we are aligning each of them one after the another, and we are having space between each and every one. You can see the space between each and every one. Then we have progress item, not last child, margin block end is given to it. Then we have progress bar, for that background color is black color. You can see that is the basic color that we are given. You can see this black color, that is the graded color first we giving as default value to it. Then we have border radius is rounded border radius. You can see we have curved edges like tube, small curved tube. Then we have progress field, height is inherent. Then about card, text align is center. You can see for the about card, that is this is the about card, all the elements are aligned exactly at the center. The icon, the title and the data, you can see they are all aligned exactly at the center. Next we have card icon, for that we are giving max width and margin inline. And for the about card, card title, margin block is even. For the block card also we are giving the margin. Then then we can go to the project section. So now let's go to the project section. I hope you understand everything. So now right now we are in the project section. The project section we have the main div, that is the container div. You can see here. Then we have another div, that is title wrapper, and we are using data reveal is top, that is from top side to down side the animation will take place. In that we have a div to mention our latest projects, and paragraph element to mention check out the latest fully interactive projects. Then we have anchor tag, that is the buttons to see all the projects. Let me show you the image. So this is the image. You can see latest projects and the button and the top. Then we have the main grid list that we have used. here we are using unordered list. For that I'm adding a grid list as a class, and I'm using list element. You can see this is the first list element, and in the list element I have the main div, project card div, then we have card content div. In the card content div I'm having the data about the particular project, that is what is in what domain. We are using the paragraph tag to mention the domain, that is web development. We are using h3 element to mention the title of the project, that is responsive travel, and we are using paragraph tag again to have small information about the project, that is card text. Then we have an anchor tag to have the button by using this demo, which is nothing but the button. So whenever you hover on to that button, it will showcase you the movement of arrow forward line. You can see here, this is the one here, small arrow button. Oh, it's nothing. Then we have the second div. After that is the figure one. Figure is nothing but the image that we are importing. So in one div, that is the main div, in the main uh, div, that is project card div, we have one div element, that is card content, and another is the figure. So we are using two sections in it is very good thing to do that, so that you will be able to add the grid list to it, so that it will align exactly at the center. So now let's go to the style.css. You can see the margin block end is given to a title. For the button element, we are using grid list equal to gap equal to 40 pixel. You can see the gap between each and every project is 40 pixel of gap will be given. Then we have the for the project card padding displays flex direction is column. Then we have gap equal to gap is given, border radius and overflow is hidden. And for each and every card, that is for the card 1 and card 2, we are adding padding, and for the card 1 padding block end is 0, and for the project gap is 0. And card tag, card title, we are adding the margin and font values to it. And you can see that next we have is the project button tx. For that we are adding displays flex, align items is center, gap is 5 pixel, font size and transition is given to it. For the button, let me show you that blur. You can see here we have demo button. For that we are adding it. Just little bit blur image I have here. Next we have is the contact section. Now let's go to the same list element that we have done for the first one, project card. We are copying the code and we are changing the values for 4 more times. You can see the exact one, we are just changing the values, the data values, that's all, so that we can be able to get the project values. Next we have is the contact section, and in the contact section you can see that we have the main div, that is the container div. Then we have div that says container contact part, and in that main div we have one div which is for the image icon SVG file, and we have h2 element to mention the title, and we have paragraph element to mention the section text. Then we have form element, and by using the form we are having the input element, input data. What is first div is for input wrapper, that is input data elements. One is for type is text, one other one is email. The reason to mention the type is that it will give before submitting, it will show an error if the user doesn't provide the proper detail. That is, for the email element you have definitely have to mention at the date gmail.com or at the date email.com. If the user doesn't provide such information, it will show an error in the form submission. So that is one of the validation, that is the reason it is good thing to always add the type function to the input elements. Then we have text area. So whenever you want to give more space for the user to enter, then you can use the text area tag, and for that you can mention rows and column numbers, so that you can be able to input as much as data that you want. Then we have button to submit, which is send message. The end section ends here. Let's go to the CSS. Before that, let me show you the image of it. Just one second. So this is the contact form. You can see the icon image, the contact title and section text is in one section, and we have another section that is form section. So now let's go to the CSS contact, and we have the contact card. For that we are looking the background color, padding, border radius is given to it, displays grid, gap is 40 pixel. So because we are adding the grid, so both are aligned exactly each other beside each other, and the gap is 40 pixel. Section title is given. Then input fields, for the input fields we are adding the background color, font size, padding, border radius, outline, and outline is given to them. You can see for the input elements we don't have any outline values. We can only see the name star value here, that it showcases the mandatory field to it. Next we have placeholder. For that only we are giving the color value, and text area input field. Minimum height is given, height, max height. Then we have resize, that is vertical. Resize vertical. Then we have for the footer element, that is it ends over here. Next we can see the footer element, that is all rights reserved and social icons that we have. Let's go to the index.html. In the footer element we are adding the main div, that is the container div, and we have paragraph element that says all rights reserved, and we have another list. This is the same social list that we had in the navbar. We are copying it again over here. So that is it. In the footer element we have two sections, that is one is the social list, another one is the all right reserved copy right. So by using this because we are adding the grid value to it, they will be aligned with space between each of them, that is all right reserved at one end and the social icons at one end. Then we have the responsive web design. So by using the date media and mentioning the maximum or minimum size of the particular screen size, we are able to add the have the small changes to the values that we have already written. The above values are these all values are for the desktop version. So from here on we're gonna change those values. Only small values will be changing, like padding values or font size values. uh, these values will change because in the lesser screen size we don't want the text to be in huge text. We want the text to be in small size based on the size of the screen. So by using the date media function we do it. Minimum width is, that is for 575 pixel and above screen size. For those these values will apply. The maximum width and margin inline. Then for the project card, padding is equal to 60 pixel, and contact card padding equal to 60 pixel. You can see this minimum height is 768 pixel. It is for 768 pixel and above. That is for the desktop version also it will apply. Container maximum width is 720 pixel. The section title we are adding the FS5 values changing, that is font size values changed to 2rem. And grid list is grid template column 1fr, that is one at a time it will be displayed. And title wrapper, space between and center. Then we have project button, minimum width is maximum content. Next we have contact. You can see these all values we have already written, just changing the values. Gap values will be changing, or we are adding the display values to it. You can see for the container, footer container also we are using space between and center. This is exactly for the, you can see that is how we are getting this gap over here, and we are aligning both of them at each ends. Next we have 992 and above. This is for the desktop view. For that we are adding the root container and nav open button and navbar top. These all values we are changing. There are not huge changes in the values codes. We are changing small values like font size values, color values we are changing. Most of the time that is only taking place. It is similar to the desktop code that I have already written. So this responsive nav design is nothing but
by changing the small values, that is font size values or display values, that is in the desktop version we have lot of space, so we can have display flex and you can have space between, so that one element beside another element can have. But in the mobile version the screen size is less, so we have to mention display, that is flex directions column, so one element below that another element will be displayed. So and we don't want that huge size, we want only 80% of the screen size to be taken, that size only can be allocated to that particular section, that values are updated here. And for grid template column repeat 4, you can see 4 elements will be repeated in the about section. This is for the desktop version. Next we can see the minimum width is 200 pixels, this is also for the desktop and above version. Above screen size, you can see this is also for the above screen size values only. So this is the entire HTML CSS. Now let's go to the script JavaScript. So here we are adding const add event listener, that is function. This is will add event listeners to each and every element that is present in the main section, main section of the HTML. That is each and every section we are adding an event listener, so that we can be able to know at which particular section the cursor is currently the user is at. Next we have is the constant. Here this is for the active navbar, that is this is for the mobile version. So first we are creating constants, that is navbar, nav toggle and overlay. So this data navbar is the query selector, data nav toggler and data overlay. So these values are referring to here in the index.html. Let me show you that. Just 1 second. What are the values we have? We have data navbar. Here you can see data navbar one. This is referred over here, and by using the query selector we are referring it to as a new constant, that is navbar. Then we have data nav toggler. You can see here data nav toggler for the close button we have it, so here which is referred here as nav toggler. Then we have data overlay. Data overlay. Here you can see we have the data overlay here. This is the empty div that we are using, which is referred over here as overlay. So what we are doing is that for the we are creating another constant, that is toggle navbar, and we are adding a function navbar dot classes dot toggle active overlay dot classes dot toggle active document dot body dot classes dot toggle nav active. So what we are doing is that, so whenever you click on the nav button, so whenever you will in the mobile version, whenever you click on the nav button, so what will happen is that it will add the nav active list to the navbar, and the nav active list we have the values as visibilities. You can see here. 1 second, let me show you it so that you will be able to understand it perfectly. Here we added nav element. Second, you can see here nav active. So we are adding this navbar active to the navbar. So what will happen? Visibility will be visible. That is, it will move transform translate x equal to 300 pixels. So it will move from outside to inside, which is invisible to the human eye, and it will come inside of the screen size, so that it will be visible to us. That navbar is visible to us because whenever you click on that nav button, and that last is the toggle nav menu. So whenever you click on the data nav toggler, that is the second button, that is nav close or nav close button. So what will happen? It will change, it will remove this nav active, because toggle means that it will add as well as it will remove based on the click on that particular button. That is the reason we are added data nav toggler is the same reference that we have given for both the menu icon. You can see menu outline, this is for the menu icon we are given, and for also for the close icon also we have given the same value, you can see. close outline also are giving data nav toggler. So toggle means that it will add and remove based on the click on that particular button. That is, when you click on the menu button, it will add the nav active, and when you click on the cross button, it will close the nav bar. So that is added here by adding the add event listeners. Okay, that is click value. Then we have header value. For we want the header to be fixed on top as we scroll uh, towards the downside. Like I'm scrolling like this, we don't want the navbar to disappear, we want the navbar to be fixed. So for that we are adding the event listener to the windows. This is it will be only active for the Windows OS. Here we are using is that whenever it is scrolling, that is 100, then we are adding the active to it, and whenever else it is, we are removing that active button to it. So this is nothing but whenever in the first section, in the front section, in the home section, then it will be removed. The class list will not be added to the header section, so it will be stayed but that particular place. So whenever it moves from one section to another section, we are adding an active class list uh, to the header section. So what will happen, the navbar will be fixed at the top of that particular website, and it will stick at that particular point. We will be able to see the navbar even when we are scrolling towards the downer sections. So that is done here by using this simpler code. Then we have is the data reveal. This is data reveal. This is by using how the animation take place. The information, the sections will move from top side animation or left side animation or right side animation that we have added. It will take place by using this JavaScript code. So here we are adding two creating two constant, that is reveal elements, reveal delay elements. Here we have data reveal and data reveal delay. Query selector all. So for all these values we have added data reveal and data reveal elements. You can see data overlay. You can see here data reveal is stop. Data reveal here also is stop, and we have data reveal delay 0.25 seconds. So we are referring these values over here in the script.js file. So you can see that we are referring these two values and we are giving them reveal elements and reveal delay elements as two new constants that we are creating. And we are creating a constant as reveal, and we are adding a function that for every value, that is for every time the data reveal or data reveal delay is shown in the website, whenever we are scrolling to the website, it will be getting those values by using by getting those values, inner HTML values. We are adding a class list that is revealed. So what will happen, this revealed, it will showcase that value, that is we want to what we want the data reveal to take place from top to bottom. So we want the image to come from top side to bottom side, and it should take its place, that the revelation will take place by using this if the for and if loop condition that we are given. And whenever, and we want to have some particular delay of seconds, right? We don't want it to be plunked out right on the top. So for that we are adding the for loop to it, that is we are adding the delay elements, and we are taking those values and we are adding the transition delay to the particular element. You can see the transition delay value is already mentioned in the HTML itself, that is data reveal delay 0.25 seconds. That code is given here. And for that purpose only we are adding the script elements. One script is for the main JavaScript file, and the second script is for the unpack uni icons. And these icons we are adding, we are linking to our index.html file. So this is the website, the entire source code, that the entire code I've explained you, and this is the website that is built. So you can see the nav bars, you can see the section elements. Then we have projects. You can see the projects, how they are aligned, and you can see the contact form and contact data, how we added the SVG files, the button hover effects, the hover effect on the social media icons. So this entire website source code will be available in the description.
If you like the content, definitely try to visit the channel for more amazing content, and try to, if you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. We are very close to reaching uh, to 4,000 hours of watch hour. So I request you, please watch the videos. It takes lot of effects to building it. Definitely try to build this project and gain more experience. And if you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to create this responsive portfolio website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. The source code is available in the description. And if you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. Definitely try to visit the channel. There are more awesome websites built using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, React.js as well. And we have added so many animation. We have used a lot of JavaScript libraries like AOS, animation and typing JavaScript. So definitely try to visit the channel. And now let's go through the website. You can see the hover effect on the navbar, the color change effect, and you can see the hover effect on the social media icons, and you can see the box shadow effect around the navbar, and you can see the hover effect, as well as you can see the color change, background color change and hover effect on the button. Then you can see the bar design using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, so that we can be able to mention the proficiency at that particular work. You can see here. Then we have added some icons to represent the things that we do, that is web developer, mobile developer, networking and debugging. And you can see the projects here. You can see the hover effect on the button. Then you can see the projects. You can see the hover effect on the demo button. You can see how neatly we have given the background color to the entire project work. Then you can see here two more projects, demo buttons. Then we have the contact me form, name, email and message, and you can see the hover effect on the button, and the footer with social media icons. This entire website is also available in mobile and tab version. That is, it is entirely responsive website. Let me show you that. This is the desktop view of the website as you've seen before. Now let's try to go to see the tab version and mobile version of the website. You can see this is the mobile version of the website, how neatly they are aligned, the projects as well as the contact me form. You can see how neatly they have all been aligned. You can see this is the navigational bar, and you can see below support at the date, email, our contact details and the social media icons. And you can see the responsiveness of this website, that is movement from one page to the another by clicking on the particular navbar. You can see the project. So this website is entirely responsive, and this entire website is made using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and the source code is available in the description. If you like the content, please do like, share and subscribe. Definitely try to visit the channel for more amazing front-end works using HTML, CSS and JavaScript as well as React.js. If you have any suggestions for me, please let me know in the description. Please let me know in the comment section, and the source code is available in the description. And definitely try to build this project. Thank you.